I Want to Jump Like Dee Dee, with me, Giles Sibbald, is the music podcast that does music a bit differently. I'm talking to some incredible musicians, DJs and producers about how they use an experimental mindset to fuel their own creativity, pursue new challenges, overcome fears, bounce back from mistakes. So my guests today are one of the most dynamic and, for me, like sort of super intense skatecore bands around. I absolutely love them. They kind of really take me back to the kind of glory days of the 80s, you know, sort of skate, thrash, totally sort of visceral and of course like an amazing, astonishing sort of stage presence that the band have. And it's a huge honor to welcome the Svetlanas. Guys, welcome. Welcome to the show. Hey. It's great.
I like the introduction.
Did I get it right? I got it right.
Yeah. You also have the most dangerous band in the world, so.
Of course.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, I mustn't forget that one as well. I was just saving that one for you so you could put that in there. So how are things with you? How are things been going? It's been obviously been like a huge kind of change for everybody. Have you been keeping busy while we've been in this last year?
Yes, today is a good day because we are recording a new video clip.
Yeah.
For one of our new songs, but we don't have yet a title.
Yeah.
Crazy. But
title can come later, you know. It's like sort of fit the title around the music and what you're feeling.
We are doing stuff, so it's good. The pandemic is not so hard in this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can move. We can come to our studio. We can record things. So
yeah.
The most important thing is not to stay at home and can go out. That was crazy. Like 2020 was awful. We can work.
It's just awful. Yeah. Tell me about the about the studio. Is the studio sort of quite new?
Yeah.
That's something that you built sort of quite recently.
Yeah. Well, we started the studio last year when we were allowed to move.
Yeah.
From our house or apartment. And then we build by ourselves. Everything we do by ourselves because we like to experiment and things. And
like the Svetlanas.
Like the Svetlanas. Yeah. That's what an experiment. Yeah, everything was an experiment. I was not so.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that kind of DIY that you got. I mean, you tour. You know, in normal times, you tour sort of like a huge amount, and you do kind of everything yourself. That's obviously a really important thing for you to be sort of close to everything that you're doing.
Yes, but some years ago, we live in Italy, and some years ago we had a big crisis, and we lost our regular job. And Svetlanas was our hobby. So in a difficult moment, we just can do one thing.
Yeah.
And we did it.
Yes, that was the band started as like I said, an experiment.
Yeah.
Like I was a bass player and I became a drummer.
Yeah.
So we started.
It's better like drum. It's better like drummer.
Yeah. Maybe I play violin, but you never know.
In the next band, maybe.
Next band.
In the next band, already sort of looking ahead to the next kind of thing.
The player for the next band. You are good to play guitar.
No, well, so when I was there, well, I play the drums, but badly. I'm still sort
I
of.
will play violin. You will play drum.
Okay.
Well, actually, so I've got like an amazing tutor. I haven't seen him been to play with him for a while, but I saw him. He's a good friend of mine. It's Dave Barbarossa, who's the drummer in Adam and the Ants, and he's an incredible drummer. I mean, I was watching.
We were talking about Adam and the Ants 2 days ago.
Yeah.
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 You sort of go back and like just like an incredible drummer. I won't even pretend. I'm never going to get anywhere sort of near that. You know, he's just sort of amazing. So when you Diste, when you started the drums, did you like kind of teach yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
I start with us.
Yeah.
I started with the drums because I always liked drumming. I mean, when I went to a concert, I was looking always at the drummer.
He's my husband, and I.
She's the boss.
and I need a drummer. So.
Yeah. She said one day.
To play the drums.
Yeah, she said, "Well, okay, I need a drummer. You can come and play." I said, "What?" Oh, yeah.
I need a drummer for tonight.
Yeah, for tonight.
That's okay.
This is all like the sort of the spirit of 1976, isn't it? Who's in the crowd? Who wants to play? It doesn't matter if you can play. Who wants to play?
That was 2010. Yeah,
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, probably 2009.
And Steve, how did you get into kind of like playing the bass?
I ever played the bass. I started when I was 14. Yeah.
Okay.
Before I played the guitar, but I'm not good to play guitar. I play guitar, but acoustic.
Okay.
Sometimes guitar, simple things. Yeah.
And then you kind of sort of.
I never played the bass. Yeah.
Wow.
Ever.
I mean, it's kind of like incredible. I love the kind of the DIY part of it. You know, you sort of it. I think it just makes everything that you do. It's very relatable. You know, you can kind of like just sort of relate to sort of what you're doing. You know, the art of touring, of the merch. You know, I think it's a great, really sort of relatable thing to do and way to sort of run the band.
Yeah, at the beginning we did really everything by ourselves. Also booking shows for many years. Many years.
Our first American tour was booked by ourselves via MySpace.
Wow, on MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
Wow.
We found the location, the venue, and we also found
the supporting band because we needed the gear.
Yeah, for every single show.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was tough, but that was fun too.
Yes.
But I mean, I guess that kind of gives you, thinking about sort of mindset. I mean, that gives you kind of like an incredible, amount of sort of skills of learning how to do things. Then you understand how the business works.
Yes.
This is how things work. And then you're having to deal with a lot of different people.
Yeah, absolutely. Every kind of people. Yeah.
And personalities and
every kind of people.
Yeah. But really good people.
Yeah.
Really good people.
And really bad people.
Yes. And also really bad people.
There's always a kind of mix, isn't there?
Yeah, but it's important for them.
This is part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're kind of like, if we could maybe sort of talk about, going back to when you were younger, and I'm always sort of interested in sort of what forms, sort of mindsets and sort of identity, because for me myself, as I've got older, I think back to my sort of formative influences when I was a kid, and kind of what really, how I've sort of changed over the years, as a sort of person. I mean, going back to sort of when you were younger, what would say who you are today say to you as a younger, as a kid, how have you sort of changed over the years?
I don't know.
I'm sweeter.
Oh, yeah, you're sweeter.
Yeah, I'm sweeter.
Okay.
You will see.
Yes.
But talking about experimentation, I always like to, when I was a kid, like, I don't know, 10 years old,
Yeah.
I started to play bass guitar by myself, listening to records like the band like Motorhead or the Beatles.
Yeah.
And I also was very curious about disassembling everything from a radios, from everything, and trying to reassemble.
With lots of problems.
Right.
With lots of problems.
I always
For this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was 10 years old. I didn't know you yet. So, that was my parents' problem.
Yeah,
right. And so I always been curious about learning things.
Yeah.
So everyone in the band really.
Yeah.
Like this, Olga was like into writing. She always liked to write.
Okay.
Experimenting in this way.
Not cooking. I'm not so good to cook. But
No. leave that for somebody else. We all kind of have our interest. I mean, kind of like writing is. I mean, clearly, it's a really great way to be, kind of curious, and it sort of fuels, again, kind of creativity. I think curiosity, I think, is is kind of so important. For now. I mean, you two have obviously got, your son, who's how old is he now? What, 12, 10?
10. He's
10.
10.
So, I mean, if you think about like him, what do you think that he sort of skills and mindset he needs to be able to, do whatever he wants to do, whatever path he wants to sort of follow in life?
For the moment, you want to do the skater.
He wants to skate. Kids have got to have their fun time, right?
By the way, usually he goes to school and he spends his time in a skate park. So,
but recently he started to be interested by music production.
Yeah.
Okay.
Electronic music, but not also electronic. So it's very important because I like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Producing music, and it's nice to see that he's only 10 years old and he's starting to be in this mood.
What is it? Is it like the sort of the technical things that he likes?
Now he's learning to write MIDI tracks.
Wow. Okay.
And so sampling.
Yeah.
Sound design, creating new sounds.
Yeah.
To do together.
Is that something like say that you guys sort of learnt as well? You learnt because you've produced your own material, your own, Yeah.
We are now in the studio.
So that's your desk. Wow.
This is our desk, and so he likes to come here.
Yeah.
2 days ago, he said, "Okay, let's go to the studio. I will do my homework there, and then we'll do some music." I said, okay.
And you're like, yeah, of course you will. Yes, of course.
So he did. It's very, very good.
Yeah. So we are lucky. We don't have this problem. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's great that he's interested in that. I mean, I was talking to in one of the previous episodes. I was talking to an engineer and a producer, and he was saying that he's noticed a lot more artists that are coming into his studio are now interested in some of the technical, sort of nerd stuff that happens in a studio, and it's perhaps because a lot more people can now, sort of self-record. A lot more, people, whether it's sort of electronic music or doing it at home. So they kind of have to be curious about the technical stuff.
Absolutely. Nowadays, everything is more affordable.
Yeah.
It was impossible, like in the 80s, to have some professional recording gear at home.
Yeah.
Too expensive. Really? Now everything is really cheap, and you can do a production with, I don't know, not too much, spending not too much.
Yeah.
So kids are starting to do this. There are a lot of young guys that came here, and they recorded trap music. But it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
We like to teach them how to do it, and we show everything.
Yeah.
And it's important because when there is an interest in music, we like it.
Yeah.
To be honest, every kind of. I mean, we are not so classy.
I think this is it. I think that's really excellent that kind of you're attracting sort of kids to sort of come in and encouraging them to come in and try the things and try, finding what their own kind of musical identity is, what really they do enjoy. Do you think
we like to do it? I mean, it's natural, and I
always wish that someone did this with me. So now I can do something that I can teach these little things to other people, so I can support them. And I think that is important. It's a family concept.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think that sort of, building a community, around, kind of like your sort of Svetlana's family, is really, that's really kind of like sort of powerful because in society there's so many divisions that are sort of happening. And, the more that people can kind of create, or there are people that can create communities, where, that next generation of kids can kind of go and find, kind of common bonds is brilliant. I think that's really important.
I think the same.
Yeah, there is so much hate, especially in this moment in the world, when we see some art, some form of expression.
That is incredible in 2021.
Yeah. So where did your love of music, of like your, kind of skate music sort of come from? Where? Because if I look back at, like, for me, for example, it's really hard. Like when I was a kid, so my dad wanted me to. He was sort of classically trained. He played classical music, so I played the cello when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
And I gave it up because I just loved punk rock music. My first love was the Ramones, right? And I kind of gave up the cello because I was playing classical music and I was listening to punk rock music, and I was like, I can't do it. And it was the punk rock that kind of won in the end. And I kind of regret it a little bit that I was too sort of close-minded at that age. And
I started with punk music because my family doesn't listen music. So when I started to listen music when I was adolescent, started with the Discharge, and it was in the face. So, wow, I like this. I wanted to sing, and I was so full of hunger. And it works.
I started listening to my brother's vinyl, and then the first band was really the Beatles.
The Beatles.
And, the Beatles. And they were great in experimentation.
Yeah.
Record.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was a fan of Kiss.
Mm.
Yes, Kiss. Just
Wow.
I like to paint my face.
Oh, wow.
On that, yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
When I was 8 years, yeah.
Oh, wow, Kiss, yeah.
Do you have some pictures?
Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, we need to see these. We need to see these pictures. Go on, Steve. We need to get these out.
But I love my favorite band when I was a kid was Beatles.
Yeah.
I like and maybe Paul McCartney is maybe the most important influence for me.
I interviewed Paul McCartney.
Sorry?
I did an interview to Paul McCartney.
Oh, wow, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Tell me about that. That's incredible.
I wrote an article for GQ Italy,
Yeah.
and the article is about me that goes to this interview to a legend, to Paul McCartney, and it was weird because I was I seated in a
corner.
in a corner, and
Yeah.
there was long table, and it was in the opposite side.
Yeah.
But during the interview, a poster that he
Painted by himself.
Yeah.
all of my hat, so it became mine.
That became yours.
Yes.
Wow.
I was there, it's true.
You were there. You're having that. Do you know? I was I forget who I was talking to, and somebody was saying exactly the same that Diste said about the Beatles, about their being Beatles being one of the most experimental bands. I really struggled with the Beatles. I've tried so hard to like them.
Many people.
Are you thinking about Tesco?
I think it's like Tesco is Beatles, but not really. It's all it's just nothing. He hates the Beatles. He hates the Beatles. Okay, but anyway, many people don't like them. Maybe it's pride, but
Yeah.
You like them too much.
I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
Great
fun.
songwriting, but mainly great experimentation of the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, like, no, go on.
After 65, 66,
Yeah.
change the music. It's very experimental.
Yeah.
It tries to do recordings with reverse and a lot of with the orchestral music. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Yes, I like.
See, now that
That's usually to say the Beatles did it. Everything you listen, the Beatles did it. Yeah.
Okay,
Before.
but now two of them are dead, so we can talk about that. Maybe three. I don't know.
See, now that you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's something wrong with me. I need to go away and listen to a shitload of Beatles now, and I need to find somebody. It's like me. It's got to be me. There's something wrong with me.
You don't. It's like Woody Allen's movies. You like them or not? You don't like.
Do you like Woody Allen?
Sorry,
Do you like Woody Allen?
Woody Allen.
Yeah. Well, the Beatles, I think it's like him. You like his movies or you hate them.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I really loved his like Woody Allen's early movies. Yeah, I really did.
Okay, that's good. I like him.
It's funny. I was talking about Woody Allen to my partner the other day, and she was saying, she was talking about one of his recent films. What was it? Vicky Cristina Barcelona. I think it was the one with. I can't remember now. And I thought it was sort of okay, but then there's the whole thing around Woody Allen as well. You know, the whole thing. I don't know. It starts thinking, do I like him? Do I like his early stuff? I think his early stuff, he's very, very funny. It was very funny. But obviously he's become a bit problematic over the years.
Yeah.
Maybe we should move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Oh, exactly, yeah. It's just talking again a little bit about sort of identity, right? And I was last year I was reading a book by Lizzie Goodman, and it's about the period in New York between sort of 2000 and 2004, and so it was when there were bands like the Strokes, Yeahs, Interpol, you know, sort of bands like that. And there was a part. It was an interview with Karen O, and Karen O sort of said, she said that basically kind of people expect it to be what they see on stage. So they expect like a kind of like really extroverted. In fact, she said an extroverted, unabashed party in a bag. Whereas when they see her off stage, you know, she's very kind of mild mannered, reserved, you know, and sort of quiet. So Olga, like when you're on stage, obviously, I'm sure you've had this question a lot of times, but you have a really, you know, astonishing sort of stage presence.
I'm two personalities. So when I'm on the stage and Diste does the 1, 2, 3, 4, everything changes. And I became another people. Yeah. So I really became another people. And I think that this is why I have this energy. Yeah. I sometimes happen that I have too much myself on the show, but I forgot everything, and I saw this on the video on YouTube. Yeah. That told me, hey, next time, slow, please, slow.
I mean, that's very that. Sorry, go on.
I also smoke a lot of weed to keep calm before the show.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine without this the energy.
I was going to ask actually. So do you guys get you know, kind of anxious before you go on stage? You know, do you feel any nerves?
I was thinking about this yesterday by myself. And I said, not anymore. Not anymore. No. I mean, I like the energy. There is an energy.
Yeah.
But I can't really wait to be on the stage.
Yeah.
At the beginning was different. It was like, oh my God, can I do that?
Can I do it? Yeah.
But now it's really, I can't really wait to be on the stage. Personally, this is my personal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoy the moment on the stage. Enjoy.
You just enjoy.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the second moment on the stage, not the first moment. Not the first moment.
So when you first go on stage.
After the 1, 2, 3, 4, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
First moment when I needed to go on stage and say, okay, track 1, 2, and I know that it's important for the show, that it's important for the people, that it's important for the people that works for the show, and I'm always thankful for this, but I don't like this moment.
It's like one of my earlier episodes. I was talking to Jennifer Finch from L7, and she said that, especially in the early days, she still has it a little bit now, but in the early days of L7, she used to get this like really terrible stage fright. She couldn't go on stage. She was just so scared, going on stage. And it's funny, isn't it? Because, thinking about, kind of like mental states, that you look at, for example, somebody like her, and you think she's a badass on stage, and she really does it. But what's going on inside and in your mind is completely different.
It can be different because it's a show, right?
For me, it's not a show. It's not only a show.
Yeah. Would you do you sort of tell yourself that this is for the people that have come to see you?
I don't know, because I probably need to see myself live, not not in a video. I can't. I'm not so good to explain this, because I think that I understand this during this year, during the pandemic.
Okay.
Not really before, and then, but I think that it's different. Sometimes in the last period, I always start the show with a panic attack. So I took every time the bottle of water in the corner of the stage, so I can see and I can stay calm.
Stay calm.
And at the beginning, I became crazy. I wanna go away.
Yeah.
So when I saw the people, and I think that I can breath. So
yeah.
It's and when we start, the magic happens.
Yeah. So with
I'm so good.
You. Absolutely. So the other thing that I've seen talking about, you're saying that, I agree with you. I think that, last year has been a time when people have, had time to think, about a lot of parts of their life. Say for example, with and I think what I saw last year was a lot more, kind of collaborations happening, between different musicians and artists. You've obviously sort of worked with Nick in the, he's gone on US tours, sort of recorded with you, but in terms of other collaborations, how do you sort of feel about that, about collaborating with other artists? Is that something that you want to do more of? Do you think you can benefit from it?
Before the pandemic, it was faster and genuine, because we stay together lots of time.
Yeah.
When he was in Europe, and when we were in the States.
Yeah.
So we see him very often. Now we collaborate with Nick every time, with the Svetlanas and with the studio too.
Yeah.
Because it's part of the studio too.
Yeah.
But, in this moment is in America. We are in Italy.
Yeah. Thinking about sort of other collaborations, other artists. Is that something that's sort of interesting for you?
We started to collaborate with an Italian band, Pancreas.
Okay.
And we are doing that now, the video clip of the song with them.
Oh, brilliant! Wow.
The song with no title.
The song with no title, right? Okay.
It could be the title. The song with no title.
No title, why? Yeah, exactly.
So we start to collaborate for the first time with an Italian band, and we are trying to collaborate with one of my heroes, Tony Foresta of Municipal Waste.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we did in the past some collaboration with the adolescents, thanks to Steve Soto. We did a split together, and
with the dwarves.
With the dwarves.
Yeah.
With everybody.
Greg Edson.
With Greg.
With Greg. Yeah.
I mean, what do you feel? You know, sort of individually and collectively for the band. What do those sort of collaborations give you? What effect does that have for you?
Okay, for me, the collaboration is very important because you can learn a lot from other experiences, and but it's never. We have never enough. I don't know. I didn't find the perfect situation yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I want more. I want a real collaboration. Like we are in a studio together and we do things. We say, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
It was like this in the past, but really for a couple of days, maybe.
Yeah.
For me, it's a little different because I am a fan of this band. So when I'm with them, I'm so excited. And so it's fun, and I think that I grow up in a lot of things when we do collaboration.
Yeah.
We can learn a lot of little things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very important.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess as well. I mean, the important thing, try and keep your mind open, to sort of new ideas and new ways of doing things. And I find sometimes it's really easy to when you work on something, it becomes your thing. It's like I've worked on this, and then somebody else comes in with a different viewpoint, and you have to be I find I have to be very open-minded to sort of accept what they say. I might not agree with what they're saying, but say, okay, well, that's a different point of view that I hadn't thought of. Not be sort of precious about your ideas and be prepared to take different influences.
Yes, if you're like this, you cannot collaborate, I guess.
You can't. Absolutely.
But, we collaborate with people that don't really like collaborate, but we
like. Okay, we cannot.
You can't say that. Let's move on. Let's move on before we get that silence in there. We can't say that.
Everything is possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess with
possible.
There you go. There's the open mind straight away, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it kind of like helps with creativity as well, because you're always having to kind of think creatively when new ideas are coming into you. And also actually for the studio that you're building with the kids coming in, thinking about any I don't know how old they are, if they're maybe sort of 16, 17 or whatever, thinking about that age difference, and how they sort of come in with their perspective and bring you ideas as well. I mean, that must be kind of quite exciting, right?
Yeah, that's true. The most funny thing is like when you see kids like very young, like maybe 10 years, and it's true what you say. They bring you a different view, a different perspective, or like they try to explain what they want to do, and they have everything very clear in mind.
Mm.
Wow, that's a great thing, and so that's what keeps everything alive, and it works. It works a lot.
Yeah. Do they kind of take your knowledge as well? Do they accept your knowledge and kind of advice? Yeah.
It's very important, and I didn't suspect this on people, doing like electronic music, like pop, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they very open-minded, at least the kids.
Yeah. Have you? I mean,
very good.
Yeah.
Some of them is very good. Yeah. So it's important that they have someone that supports them.
Yeah. Do you find like at your when you're touring your gigs around the world? I mean, do you find that there's quite a wide age range of people coming to watch your shows?
Okay, we it depends. In the last year,
Changed.
yes, it changed.
At the beginning, it was cold punks.
Yeah. Only old at the beginning.
And in the last year, changed. There are more young guys and lots of girls.
Yeah.
Lots of girls. Yeah.
Why do you think there's been that change? Sorry, Olga, I couldn't.
And I'm really happy that I have a lot of women.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Steve too.
I don't know the reason, to be honest. I personally didn't realize why.
No.
It's strange that it seemed to really shift. From the sort of the older, kind of male punks, and you get a bigger sort of cross section.
Yeah, I don't know why this happened.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know why. But actually, I don't know. The music is the same. I mean,
and how do you?
We change the music every.
Actually,
that's
what
true.
we like to do at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as when you start out as well, you're not very well known, and then you build your fan base, and it sort of broadens the I guess that's a way that it happens. I mean, where you live in Milan. How important to you, to your kind of like, life, your creativity, whether it's through the music or whatever else you have in your life, how important is your environment, the sort of environment that you live in, and how kind of productive is it for you?
Now it's really important because we tried to build a little scene, little family, and we worked, but it's not a real job. It's we support these guys that we met on the street in the skate park or in other
situations, like mostly skate situation.
Yeah.
Like here, we are close to. There is a skate park in front of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, what I've noticed one thing that I'm doing here in London is I sort of co-founded like an arts lab with a few people, including I don't know if you know him, Youth from Killing Joke, and it's a kind of counterculture movement, to try and sort of, because culture in the UK has been, and it's still happening, it's sort of being chopped away by the government, the sort of the whole kind of system, they're trying to, the culture just becomes so corporate, and this movement is to try and sort of stop that and try and get people to sort of think for themselves and start to create art, whatever that art might be. It might be music, it might be photography, painting, whatever it is. You know, and I think what you're doing there with you know, kind of the music and the skating as well is, you know, they're their own sort of art forms that are helping people to think for themselves.
Yeah, we did something like this formally, like we did an association for this. And it's called Svet Modular Collective.
Yes, yes.
And so that's what we are trying to do here.
Yes, this year, if you think to the instructions, this year was terrible. Because, some people want probably that people have no culture. So I'm trying to teach the little guy and the guys that it's important for themselves.
Yeah.
To study, to develop every form of art.
Yeah.
That's real culture.
Yeah, exactly.
If you watch TV, you know what you find.
I mean, do you find that there are? I mean, is it difficult? Do you find that there are obstacles that are put in your way to sort of grow this?
I didn't understand.
Are there when you're trying to sort of grow this collective and this community that you're building? Do you find are there, you know, through the authorities or whoever, are there obstacles that are?
No.
Or is it it's very open and?
Yes, we are here in a skate park because this is not a public skate park in this moment where we're building the studio, but it's an indoor skate park, a DIY indoor skate park.
Yeah.
And, yes, and the owner Fabio helped us to do this.
Brilliant. Yeah.
This here in his place.
Yeah.
And
so he gave us
an opportunity. So we want to do the same with other people too. So
it's sharing, you know.
Yeah. I mean that's great. I think that, you know, again there seems to be you know, a growing willingness of people to do that. I've seen more of that in London as well. You know, people who have the same kind of mindset that, you know, attract others with that, who are prepared to do the work to build these sort of communities. I think you know, I think they're great.
It would be great to connect all this reality. Yeah.
You know, and when you start it, then you can kind of, you know, then who knows what else will come out of that, whether you can then, you know, whether it be whatever you're interested in, or you see if whether it's kind of galleries or photography or clothes, you know, people making their own clothes or whatever. I think there's you start with something and then build it into different, you know, kind of opportunities. So what's next for you guys then? What's next?
We will start to recording the new album.
Yeah.
Because we already have some songs.
Yeah.
But we need to finish them.
We are writing it there.
Yeah.
Writing the new album mainly, and getting new shows for 2021 that I don't know if we ever do.
No, we will do.
Yeah.
It's important.
Okay, sure.
Please think positive.
Okay, yes.
We must believe.
Yeah, in 2021 in November we'll do a show with.
And then I mean, you know, I'm going to be very, very selfish about this, but the UK has got to be high on the list for this. It's got to be.
Yeah.
You've got to come back soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone needs to come back soon because it's crazy situation. Really. But you know, we do things. That's what we have, what we know, what we
wanna do,
what
we love to do.
What we love to do.
Yeah.
Passion.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and the good thing is that you keep in touch with people through Instagram and, you know, things like that, so people can kind of see what, you know, things that you are doing as well. So you are, you know, sort of keeping in touch with people. We just need to wait for the day to happen.
Yeah. That's the thing. With social network, you always have to show. So I'm doing this.
I know.
You're doing
nothing,
things, but
not
yeah.
things or interesting things.
Oh my God, yeah. If you don't, it's like, well, you're not doing anything with your life. So yeah, I'm doing something with my life. I'm just not spending all time posting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm kind of keeping my head clear, keeping my mental health clear.
Yeah.
It's the magic selfie word.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's honestly been great to see you, and you know, thanks so much for your time. I'm glad that you're doing things and, you know, keeping really positive and doing things for the community as well. And so it's been lovely to talk to you and to hear about some other things that we maybe don't normally hear about.
By the way, next time we will do this with lots of beers in a pub full of people.
Yeah, with no mess.
No, I don't want to listen this word anymore in my life. No mess anymore.
And we listen to the Beatles all the night. No. Just kidding.
So if we do that, then Steve's going to come with his Kiss makeup on, and I'm going to come with some hair as well. So we're going to do that.
That would be.
Next time on the stage, Steve. On the stage.
This is how you're always sort of changing how you're going to sort of differentiate yourself. We're going to have some special guests for your next show.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice idea.
Absolutely. It might not work, but you never know. It was a nice idea. Brilliant. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Thanks for listening to the show, and I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you'll tune in for the next episode. In the meantime, it would be really awesome if you could rate and review the show and also share it with any friends who you think might enjoy it.